Yo, welcome back to the Nerds with Glasses podcast, your number 5 gaming podcast on YouTube. I am your host, Knowledge.
And I'm Javi. Quick shout out to our website, gmdb.tv.
Game movie database. It's the number one spot for you to go to watch game movies. We have all the best from around the internet, ourselves, Tamil, Yik, and anybody else you can think of. It's great.
Yeah. So if you're looking for game movies, besides our YouTube channel, you can go there. There's a bunch of games that we haven't even done on our channel.
Yeah.
That we have up thanks to our what is it?
Our little website partnership thing. gmdb.tv. Check it out. All right, this week on the podcast was a bunch of stories, but these particularly. Well, we'll get to the Call of Duty one soon. And, of course, we're going to talk about Deadpool.
Yes.
We both watched it, but we'll leave that for last.
That's last.
All right, so the first thing...
Full spoilers, by the way. So when we get to that topic...
Yeah, full spoilers. Like, we're going to talk about every joke that was in there.
I don't even remember every joke.
Yeah, but, I mean, we're not going to leave anything out. Anything we want to say, we're going to say it. But first, Assassin's Creed... I've been waiting for them to do this for a while. They've announced that they're not canceling it, but they canceled it for this year's release. And they've released one every single year since Assassin's Creed 2.
Yep.
So 2, 3, Rogue, Unity, like Brotherhood, Revelations.
Thank you.
4, like every year it's a yearly series. And a lot of fans have been feeling that the series fatigue. They've been feeling that the quality has gotten lower for the games, and
which I don't necessarily agree. But I think it has to do a lot with people's favorite being the Ezio.
The Ezio ones, yeah.
The Ezio play, like the ones where you gotta play as Ezio.
Yeah. I think the main issue was when they switched over to the next gen. And Unity was a colossal failure. Like, as far as it was full with glitches.
Oh, glitches, that's right.
Yeah, it sold a lot because it's still Assassin's Creed, but like it was a bug-filled mess. It was slower than the other Assassin's Creeds. It felt clunky.
Arnold was very slow. He was very short, slow. Still a beast.
And also and then it seems like they didn't know what they wanted to do with the series as far as like the whole meta story, like the present day story.
After 3, it kind of felt.
Yeah, after 3 is like
Granted, I love 4, but.
Yeah, but I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, are you still gonna do the modern day story or not? They've been kind of half stepping on it.
I mean, that's the part that's hurting them because I mean. They can literally just do just this game just based off just Assassins with nothing to do with the outside, and people would be fine
with it. Yeah, they'd probably even think that it's better that way.
But I mean, obviously, especially the first 3 games the first 3 title games, main titles, they all were dealing with Desmond and his story. Well, not just Desmond, but also the Assassins and Templars in modern times.
Yeah, And it's one of those things where like that particular story was never too interesting, but because you saw it throughout 5 games, like by the end of it, you're kind of like, I wonder what's I wonder what's gonna happen. Like,
and even after he passed, you have 3 games where it's still going off. What's going on, the battle between them in the modern time. Yeah,
but there's nothing ever definitive about it. So I think that. They have so many studios working at the same time, and like, cause it's not like it's just one studio grinding one out every year. I think it's 2 or 3.
COD.
Yeah, they have.
It's all Ubisoft, but I think they have 2 separate.
Yeah, they have 2 separate teams of people working on it, and I think this is a long time coming, and I think this is actually good for the series. My only fear is, you never know when they might just cancel it altogether. I think this is the first step of. Then the next step you'll hear like, you know what, we're not going to make them anymore. Because this happened to a lot of games in the early 2000s like Max Payne and Streets of LA or the Streets of New York or whatever those games were. Hitman.
Wasn't True Crime a series?
True Crime, yeah. So that, it could lead to that because there's definitely a lot of series fatigue for Assassin's Creed. Any new trailer that comes out, you'll see a bunch of negative comments like, "Oh God, here's another one."
Well, same thing with COD, and that shit isn't slowing down.
Yeah, but it has slowed down. But it's just it's such a colossal thing where even when it slows down, it's still bigger than.
That's true. With
Assassin's Creed, as far as sales wise, I I don't think that it's slowed down that much. I think people, the core people still buy it, but.
And their main franchises are just, they have 2 main franchises, Ubisoft, right?
Yeah.
Which is pretty much Far Cry and this.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, they have the Tom Clancy's.
Oh, they have the Tom Clancy. I always forget that's Ubisoft just because it's like Tom Clancy Presents or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember that it's Ubisoft, but yeah.
Yeah, they have a bunch of stuff. They still have. They can mess around with Watch Dogs. They have the Tom Clancy's, the Crew.
But these are like the 2 games that they've.
Yeah, these are
out.
Yeah, right. Those have been. Probably, like Far Cry 4 was huge. I think it sold like 6-7 million copies within a year, which is a lot. And Far
Cry 3 I know was very good.
Yeah.
People liked it a lot.
Yeah, and Primal's coming out next week. So obviously that's a big franchise for them. This, I think, Assassin's Creed is by far their biggest franchise.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it kind of they're kind of similar in the sense that the Assassin's story and what happens in actually I guess not really, but what I mean to say is like each Assassin story is separate from the other. Yeah. Granted, they're connected. Far Cry is like every single thing is completely disconnected from everything, so they can just keep going however they want. Yeah, they just put the Far Cry name on it. Yeah, exactly. which Assassin's Creed does it a little bit more cohesive. Yeah, which is they need a kind of revitalize it. Yeah,
I think that's the main thing about the games is that they haven't had a chance to innovate. It's been like tiny little incremental. It's with any yearly series, especially like the sports ones like Madden and FIFA.
Especially FIFA.
Yeah, like you see they improve a little bit year by year, and a lot of times they change stuff just for the sake of changing.
It's mostly just for the rosters.
Yeah. I mean that's exactly why you would get the new one, But like they keep changing shit, but they don't need to.
One player went up or down, like their number.
Yeah, they could easily do that just with with an update or something or a patch. Yeah, but like that's the main disappointment there is like they always change stuff for the sake of changing it, not because they need to, just because like this is what news now we have the hit stick, now we have quarterback vision.
I remember for NBA 2K, it was like I forgot which one introduced like you can use the stick to free throw. Yeah, I was like yes. I think you can actually use it to shoot too at one point. But I haven't played that one in a while.
I'm like, I just want to press the button when it lines up and then just press the button.
NBA Street.
I know, right? Now you're talking NBA Jam. So yeah, I think this is a good thing for the franchise. I think a lot of yearly series might start going that way too because it shows when you have a better product that's just it's gonna do better. Even it's always quality over quantity. Unless you're, Call of Duty, like, you can sell a bunch.
And I mean that's the unfortunate thing about the COD being so popular. The most unfortunate thing, is that it does so well. So other companies, they're like, what can we do? Like, let's make our whatever game gets popular, let's make it a yearly.
Yeah. And I think they followed Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm. Is Far Cry yearly though?
No, it's not.
It hasn't been, right? Because it's like been a while.
For a sec, it's only been like a year and a half. Yeah, it hasn't been that long. Because I think it came out in November of 14. Okay. So like it.
But even before that, like there was longer time in between.
I mean, it's like every a year and a half or 2 years. Oh, okay. It's not a yearly thing. But I think that after Call of Duty took off, everybody wanted to become a yearly thing because you're like, you take a popular franchise and just milk it. And it's worked, but now it's not even working for Call of Duty as well as it used to. So I think other companies are gonna have to also step back and say, this business plan is not gonna work. We're gonna kill our main series, and then we're gonna be left with nothing. So I mean, the thing with Activision is that they've always done this. They did this with Guitar Hero. They did this with Tony Hawk. Like they take these popular franchises, they make them yearly, they beat them to the ground, and then they're left with no more Guitar Heroes for another 5-6 years.
And then they resurge.
And they're terrible because I don't know, like Tony Hawk 2, Tony Hawk 5
was horrible. I heard.
Yeah, so I mean, it's they kill franchises, and I think Assassin's Creed is a franchise that it has a lot of good content in it because you can put it in any time period and you can make it interesting because that time period
was interesting.
It was interesting, Like there's still so much stuff we've always talked about. Like they can do one in Egypt, they can do one in Roman times, they can do one in World War II, World War One.
Which granted with Chronicle, they've been doing
different stuff. Yeah, like Russia takes place in 1918, which is World War One. So like if they do that for a main title, I mean, it could be a big thing. So we'll see. We'll see where Assassin's Creed goes. I think this is good news. So there's not going to be an Assassin's Creed this year. And they also said that even when it comes back, they don't know if it's going to be a yearly. They want it to be consistent, maybe like every 2 years, but they've made it really seem like it's not going to be yearly at all anymore.
Right.
You know, so maybe I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I played pretty much all of them after 4. I didn't play the first ones at all.
Yeah,
you know, but so I guess I didn't feel it as much as the people that probably started from the beginning.
Yeah. You know, and even so, all the ones after 4, that's like 4 games right there. Like
Unity, Rogue,
4, and Syndicate. So man, like that's 4 games right there. It's crazy. All right. Anyways, next story. This is another development that I think can change the industry. To see how things are marketed and put out there. Activision and Treyarch, they're gonna, for a limited time, you're gonna be able to buy just the multiplayer on Steam for Black Ops 3.
I don't think this would have been as like we wouldn't have talked about this as much if it wasn't for the fact that they're only selling it for a limited time.
Yeah.
So that's just weird.
I think they're just doing a test run to see what happens.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, if it was just like, oh, they're just going to start selling it for 15, that would have been a completely different story.
Yeah.
But the fact that it seems like they're definitely just like, we're going to throw this out.
And see how many people buy it.
Yeah, because, a lot of people probably didn't want to buy it for $60.
Yeah, so, like, as of now, they have, it came out in November, it's February, so they have 3-4 months of data showing, like, you know, they pretty much have a consistent, like, every week they sell like 20,000 copies, let's say. Now in this limited time, they'll get to see what a difference it makes. Like how many more people will buy it now if it's just a multiplayer, and if it does good, you know damn well they'll put the zombies, you know, maybe for another $15, maybe the single player for 10 or something like that. You know,
probably less.
But I think this is a huge deal because for a long time, and we've talked about this, how Halo and Modern Warfare completely changed AAA games. Whereas before, you could have a story game and that's it and it's fine and you get your money's worth.
And then you have Unreal Tournament games. Was that on console? It was, right?
Yeah. Oh, they had it on Dreamcast. Yeah.
Dreamcast, okay.
But you had other games that were just like multiplayer games. You know what I'm saying? So like, but then when Halo 3 and Modern Warfare 2 in particular, more so than even 1, you got this complete package where you got a single player, you got a multiplayer, and then you got like a co-op mode, like like Spec Ops on Modern Warfare 2, and then like on Halo Reach and Halo 3, you got Halo Reach, you got Firefight, and on ODST you got Firefight, you got Forge mode, Theater mode, multiplayer, like
Forge and Theater.
Yeah. So like you got this complete suite of a game where that's your new, in your head now, $60 is like, man, I have to get all these things.
Yeah.
Where now you couldn't just do like Assassin's Creed single player because then it's just like, this is not worth $60. Like Modern Warfare 2 is worth $60. So now it seems like there's gonna be another shift. I think like I've been waiting for this shift for a while because there's so many people, like especially for Black Ops 3 in particular. Like you've always said, like there's people who would buy it just the zombies game.
Yeah.
And now if they actually sell just the zombies, like I want to see how much they actually sell. That people would just buy it.
Because you know what, Left 4 Dead was huge.
Yeah.
And, I mean that was a full price game when it came out.
Yeah.
You know, and especially if they're doing it this way, they would be selling it. I mean, overall, they would probably be more expensive to. Like, it would obviously be more expensive to buy it individually, which is you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
But now they're giving you the option, like. I don't know how many people are going to buy the multiplayer for PC.
Yeah.
But if this was on console?
If it was on console, I think a lot of people would buy it. Because there's a lot of people who don't care anything about single player or zombies. Like, I don't...
And what shooter do you have on console? Like, that's what I was saying. Like, on PC, there's so many shooters.
Yeah.
You know? And they all play very similarly.
Yeah.
On console, there's COD. There's Halo.
And that's it.
That's especially now
for like first person multiplayer. Yeah,
like where you not competitive, but like where you. Well, I guess competitive.
Competitive, like where you have online multiplayer versus other people. I know we're missing some. Battlefield. There
Destiny.
you go.
Those are big games. But I'm saying like these are, like, for the most part, this is the more casual. Yeah. Like usually, the good thing about casual games, it lets anyone get in. So that's why it's able to be competitive.
Yeah. So do you think? So if this does well, do you think we'll see this on consoles? You think they'll actually sell multiplayer?
I don't know.
Because I feel like on consoles they might lose money. Yeah. Because I feel like people on consoles will pay the $60. Yeah. Even if they just play the multiplayer.
Yeah, that is true.
But I feel like on PC there's a certain amount of people who won't pay like whatever it costs on PC, $50. Like they'll be like, oh well, for multiplayer I'll buy it.
Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, it includes the arena, the free run. Obviously the regular multiplayer, and then you can paint your guns and shit.
Okay, yeah, I mean you get
the whole multiplayer
experience, the whole package. Yeah, I mean that's a good deal for $15. I mean that's underpriced right there. Because I would think that they would sell it for like $25, not But especially I guess for on Steam, they want to like keep it low to draw people. People in, yeah, exactly.
Especially because it's been out for 3 months.
And especially because now they have like the crypto keys and stuff like that.
The COD points, yeah.
Yeah, so they're just trying to get people into
it. Which I hate that shit, but
yeah. So that people will buy microtransactions, which makes sense. But I think this can be a major.
It's mostly for skins, so it's not bad.
Still, I mean, but the point is people will use the money.
Well, people do it for fucking CS:GO.
Yeah.
To spend hundreds of dollars on one skin.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yeah, but I think this could be a future of this type of stuff, and especially if it does really well, I think eventually they would try it, but I don't think they'll do it with Black Ops 3. I think they could do it something with like Advanced Warfare. Like an older game that they don't really care anymore, and they might say just try it out on Xbox One and see.
And that one has zombies, right?
That one has zombies too.
Right.
Yeah. So like, what if they $10 for zombies on Advanced Warfare?
Like they can give you like $15 for each.
Yeah.
Or you can buy both without the story for.
Yeah, for like 30 $25.
Or for 25. Yeah.
See, I can see them doing that. I don't think they would do it for Black Ops 3 because people will pay $60 for Black Ops 3, even if they just play zombies or even if they just play multiplayer.
I didn't play multiplayer at all.
Yeah.
I think I played it once because because there's co-op. So someone's like, oh, you want to just do the story on Veteran or whatever it is?
You mean Advanced Warfare?
No, for Black Ops 3. I haven't played the story. I think I played more of the story for Advanced Warfare just because I wanted to see Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
Like that's the only reason.
Yeah. He was good in it too.
Yeah, and this one, like, I didn't care for anything.
Yeah, no, and it sucks too. It's not that good.
It's not as good as 1 or 2.
No, not even close. Not even close. Like Black Ops 2's single player, I would pay for it. Like, cause you could replay it and like, cause it feels fresh. Different choices and all that. You have none of that in this. So yeah, it could be a big shift, and I'm excited to see where it goes. Cause I would love to be able to buy like, Halo 5 multiplayer only. I mean, obviously, I would buy it for the story because I personally love Halo. But if it's other games like Battlefield, give it to me just the multiplayer. I don't care about the single player.
For $20 or whatever.
Like I'll buy it. I'll buy it. So we'll see how that goes.
Titanfall multiplayer only.
Well, they're gonna have a story mode now.
Yeah, they are.
They're gonna have a story mode now.
Would you pay for just this game? I would. That game.
I see that game. I might pay just for the story mode.
Okay, for the new one to come out.
Yeah. I
Granted,
might do that.
The old one was $60 and it was only multiplayer.
I know, right? They feel ripped off, dude. At least, but remember how the sales they had for Titanfall? It was like $10 for the entire game.
That's what I bought. Remember?
Yeah, I got that too. One. Yeah, I got that too after the fact. Mm-hmm. But, anyways, back to Call of Duty.
You bought it for George too.
Yeah,
you bought it for everyone. You're just like
$10. Like here's like who wants the whole Titanfall for $10?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, shoot, why not? But yeah, so Call of Duty. So this is kind of a separate discussion. I know a lot of you don't follow the esports scene, if the competitive,
especially 2 years ago.
Yeah,
we were big fans of it.
Yeah,
especially 2 years ago.
Especially 3. Black Ops 2 is 3 years ago.
Oh, Ghosts. forgot about Ghost. I wish we forgot about Ghost.
Yeah, I mean, and even Ghost I watched, even though I didn't play it. I still enjoyed watching it.
Like what Black Ops 2 brought.
Exactly. So like this past weekend they had the first big open tournament for Black Ops 3 LAN tournament. Like they've had invitational tournaments where they invite like the top 8 pro teams and whatnot, but this was the first one where they brought it was open to anybody. Okay, it was a disaster, both at the actual place and viewership wise. I think it was a big disaster, and it's just something that I really wanted to discuss because I've been a fan of the competitive COD scene for a while. Like I enjoy playing competitive COD. It's fun for me. It's like it's a lot easier than like Halo, because I feel like I have no chance in Halo because it takes so much skill. Like, at least with Call of Duty, I feel like I have a chance. You know?
We can't do PC shooters.
Yeah,
we didn't do it enough when we were younger.
It feels alien to me.
Yeah, like I mean we enjoy. I don't know about you, but I enjoy them. But playing like I think I played one CS:GO, like because they have the competitive players.
Yeah.
I played it once. And like I was in the the unranked, and I was like,
you're getting destroyed. Like, what's going on?
I was like, I put like 5 bullets into the person, because it tells you the damage.
Yeah.
I did like 81, and one of his bullets killed me, and it tells me like I did 112. I'm like, okay, I can't. I don't know how to play.
escape, whatever it is on there. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I can.
All right, so anyways, they had the tournament, right? So it was in South Carolina, I believe, UMG, South Carolina, and this was
Myrtle Beach, right?
Yeah, and the first funny part to me was there was this big deal where they switched over from the Xbox One to the PS4
because Sony decided to, they put more money up.
Yeah, and plus, like, I mean, everybody was complaining about the Xbox One being bad on LAN, which is true. I mean, it's not false. Like, it's a true thing.
It's worse than PlayStation.
It had no built-in LAN feature, so they actually had to connect to the the internet in order to connect.
Oh, okay. Like there isn't like, okay, got you.
Yeah, so it wasn't like we can literally just connect them. Like we actually had to be on the internet still, and like people will still feel like it was lagging on LAN. Like,
okay.
Obviously better than in online, but still. But anyways, they had this big disaster where the controllers were going haywire because
they're Bluetooth.
They're all Bluetooth,
and you
can't hardwire.
Even if you hardwire them, I don't think it matters.
Yeah, like even if you're a hardwire, it will still be running off Bluetooth.
Right.
You know what I mean? It would just basically be charging it.
And I think this has been their biggest event. So they had.
This was like the first test where they actually finally there is no way for them to know that that was gonna happen.
Yeah, so it's not UMG's fault necessarily.
No,
for that. The tournament still sucked, but it's like just unfortunate that it happened to them.
Yeah, but then on top of that, they had a bunch of other issues. As far as like, they weren't live streaming all the matches. They only had the alpha stream up. They didn't have the Bravo stream up. So there was a situation where like Optic was playing, and it wasn't being streamed.
Both FaZe and Optic, I think, were playing at the same time or around the same. I don't know what it was, but I know that people were complaining that where the fuck is the FaZe or Optic match?
Yeah, and the viewership was really low. Like I think at one point it was like 8,000.
Did you check Periscope though?
No, I know. So they were live streaming on Periscope. Like somebody,
I think it was
Golden Boy. Yeah, Golden. So Golden Boy started live streaming the Optic match from his phone, and on Periscope, I think he got like 20-some thousand viewers, which is a lot. But even then, like if they would have put that on the stream, they probably only would have gotten like 30,000-40,000 viewers, which for a big tournament, that's bad. Like that's really bad, considering the fact that during the Black Ops 2 times they were getting 150,000-200,000 people watching at once, and every year has been getting less and less and less. And of course, every year it's the same argument. Every year it's like, oh well, this game sucks, so that's why people aren't watching. And now this year, although there's complaints about Black Ops 3, universally people say it's a good game, and even now the viewership sucks. So like I don't know, it's kind of making me think like is it over? Like is really this is like the real beginning to the end because I've seen it happen to Halo. I saw Halo fall off the map. I saw Halo go from King of the Mountain to nothing.
To where what?
Yeah. What is this? And now they're trying to come back with Halo 5, and while it's an enjoyable game to watch, they're not getting any views either. I mean, it's definitely not worth the $3 million tournament that they're gonna throw. So I don't know. What do you think?
They should throw more money. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things. Like, I'm probably gonna watch the Halo tournament just because fucking $3 million.
Exactly. You'll watch that tournament, but like, are you watching everything leading up to it?
Probably. No. I mean, I haven't. So.
Yeah. And so, what about the COD eSports? Do you think it's dying? Is it really?
Is it dying?
I don't know. Why aren't people watching right now? Why is it so hard for them to get like 100,000 people watching?
Like, I don't know if I can answer for everyone, but for me, it's definitely like the fact that there isn't like a set things you can play with.
Yeah.
Kind of just.
So the rule set.
Yeah, I don't know. If
so you don't like the ban and protect?
I do, but I don't. Like, there's some stuff that like needs to be like you can't use it on.
Yeah.
At a tournament, competitively.
Yeah. And some of that stuff they have banned, like UAVs.
Banned. UAVs, right? But they didn't have it in the beginning, right?
They didn't. But even now, like, it's only like 3 things. It's not. They haven't permanent banned like things that you would say.
Yeah, like stuff like I mean, granted, it's completely fine for public and everything, but shock charges, trip mines, that's just, I don't know. I never liked those
cheesy,
things.
Yeah.
C4, you know. Some of the specialists even should probably be completely banned,
Yeah.
But the fact that only one specialist per, like one of the type of specialists per team, that makes it okay,
Yeah.
So you can only have one, because can you imagine if it's hardpoint? I would run either all kinetic or all like 2 kinetic, 2 purifier,
Yeah.
Something like that. But it's not as bad because you can that. But I just don't like that. Like, they should ban probably certain guns because some of them are just too powerful.
Too OP. The Vesper.
Even, I mean, granted, I heard they nerfed it.
Yeah, but
remember FAL was banned.
Yeah, they permanently banned that.
I think it was like 4 tournaments until they banned it.
Yeah, well, I mean, and the funny thing is that they nerfed that too.
Yeah,
but
still,
it's just godlike.
Granted, I don't know how, like, the Shiva doesn't seem as potent as the FAL was.
Yeah. It's
not. The Cat 40 was banned.
Yeah.
In Black Ops 2, but that full auto, whatever it is, the L-car.
Yeah.
That's fine. Like,
somehow it's like the same issues.
Yeah.
So that's why you think people don't watch.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if I can speak for everyone because I don't know.
So for you personally, what is it? You just don't like that stuff. You don't like that stuff.
Like, I don't like that there's so much stuff that they can play with.
Yeah.
Because for competitive, like, for stuff like that, you kind of like see it in a lot of games. I watch a lot of Destiny, competitive.
Yeah.
I don't watch actually a lot, but I know about it. And there's stuff they banned themselves,
Yeah.
Smash, there's a bunch of stages that they don't want you to play on, stuff like that.
And that's part of what it makes it competitive is that you got to get it down to the lowest common denominator.
Mm-hmm.
See, I agree with you because, like, I hate, for example, like, sometimes they'll ban like stock.
Yeah.
To fuck with somebody.
Which,
but like,
I don't like.
See, that's what I'm saying. Me personally, I think that's stupid. Like, I don't like watching a game where like I can't think of any other game like sport. I hate comparing it to sports, but it's like if you went into an NBA game versus the Warriors and like, all right, we're banning the 3-point shot. Like, to me, the best team didn't win.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That could definitely be it. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I kind of like that ban and protect, but some stuff just needs to be gone completely.
Yeah.
But you're right. That could be it. For example, like what you're saying, like, there's a very good comparison. Smash. Like, there's some stages where one character, like the specific character, can grab you and never drop you.
Yeah.
Okay? Especially if it's a top player, he will grab you and you're dead.
Yeah.
And like sometimes like you have to play on that stage because it's banned, or because it's not banned, or it's a counter pick or whatever it is. So some shit like that is just like, it kind of does suck, and it does like that whole like, oh, the best player didn't win. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't mind it that much.
See, in that situation is different because, like, I don't know, like the map itself, like if it's so overpowered that that the guy, like, if you're never, he can grab you and you'll die, then that shouldn't be in the game. Like, they should ban that stage, you know, like if that's a possibility, then it's, you know what I mean? Yeah. So if there's a gun in Call of Duty where you'll win every gunfight every single time, then that gun should be banned, period. You know what I mean? But there, and when this stuff, something like, all right, we're going to ban grip so that they suck with the SMGs or something. And it's just kind of like I like the strategy. I enjoy it. But then at the same time, I'm like, I feel like, man, the best team didn't win. You know what I mean? I'd rather have just a set rule set.
I wish there was a big tournament where they literally can't use any attachments and no perks. Yeah. Just the guns and your specialist and the grenade. That's it. Yeah. And your sights. Like, you could change the sight, but that's it.
That's it. And then see who's the best best team.
Then we should just go to CS:GO.
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I think they've just messed that up. Like, I understand why they were trying it, but they really need to fix that soon. And like, my whole argument has been about arena and league play. I think that needs to be fixed because people don't play it. And the reason they don't play it is because they don't want to do the ban and protect. Because by and large, the people who play arena aren't like super hardcore. They're kind of casual hardcore, if that makes any sense. Like, they're not like trying to play game battles every day. They just want to get in an arena and play a competitive match. But they don't want to fucking spend 10 minutes before every match to do the ban and protect.
And then ELO is banned.
Yeah, and then you're like, your favorite site is gone, and you're like, fuck, and they just back out. It ruins it. And why is that important? Well, I think that's your core audience. Your core audience are these casual, hardcore players who are never going to be pro, but they really love to get deep into the game, you know? So I think that core audience has gone, and they've pretty much eliminated them. And on top of all that,
they're still on Black Ops 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they're like, exactly. They're still waiting on the Black Ops 2 revival. But and then on top of all that, Activision has made everything 18 and over.
Right.
And I think that's another big hit. So, like, if I'm a competitive Black Ops or Call of Duty player, I'm afraid for my future right now because I'm thinking, like, we just got a new game. Every time the new game comes out, just at the very least, the first couple of tournaments, there's that buzz where, like, you'll get like 100,000 viewers because everybody wants to see the new game. And this was the first big tournament, and at some points there was 8,000 people watching.
Right. So, but do you think it's? I mean, because this tournament was bad, so I want to put a lot of blame on that.
And that could be part of that has to be part of the problem, you know. That I agree with you on that. And if Optic were being streamed, they probably would have had like 40,000-50,000 people watching. Fine, but I think just in general, the interest is low. And Activision made a bet that everybody was gonna love Black Ops 3, which is why they did this World League, which is why they invested so much money. That's why it's $3 million.
And the World League does well. Right?
Yeah, it does. Like, people watch the matches. Like, we saw when Optic was playing, it was like 40,000 people.
Yeah, no, when they weren't playing, it was like 18.
It was like 18. So that's not bad. Every night, 18,000 people watching. That's not bad. But at this point, if you were to tell somebody during Black Ops 2 and they were like, "Damn, in 4 years, imagine where we'll be, how much growth we're gonna have with when Black Ops 3 comes out," and it's not happening.
Especially with how much Activision, or not Activision, I'm sorry, Treyarch is involved.
How much they're involved, how in touch with the community they are, that's a good point. Like I said, and then Activision putting up $3 million to make the league happen. You know what I mean? There's more money now, and yet, even this UMG tournament right now that just happened, the disastrous one, that was their biggest tournament cash prize ever. It was $100,000 tournament. And yet...
Wait, UMG, right?
Yeah.
MLG has that bigger.
No, MLG has had like 250,000. Yeah, right, they have, but like... Okay. But UMG has always been like 20K.
Right, they're a smaller one.
Yeah, and like they've been slowly creeping up. I think they had like 40K last year. This year they had 100K. And there's 8,000 people watching.
They think they pulled some of that money? Like,
fuck. I'm like, man, I thought we were going to have so many people watching. It was like, no. And I don't know. All I'm saying is it was interesting to see. I had no interest in watching myself. and I usually do. And I think that COD eSports might be dying, and for people who love playing competitively, I don't know what you can do about it, but I think they need to fix league play. This 18 and over thing is a big hit.
Yeah, and I mean, I can see why they're doing it, but like, what does any? I mean, I guess a lot, maybe the bigger. I guess mostly for the bigger teams in any esport, they probably have that set in.
Yeah.
That I guess that could be. But most people that play start off like 13, learning the game.
Yeah.
14, 15, getting really good. 16, 17, like dominating.
Yeah.
Like in any of the games. Granted, some games you can last longer. In COD, you're done at like 23.
Yeah, it's true. But even so, though, you're right. I think for any game, like the time scale that you just gave, I think is accurate. But still, I think CS:GO has just an older fan base.
Yeah.
Than Call of Duty does.
Yeah. All the other ones have a bigger and older, I guess.
Yeah.
Fan base. Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's gonna come into effect, and
because most of the people watching COD are probably like under 20.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like a majority for sure. So we'll see where COD esports goes. I've been a fan. You guys have seen we've done for the past 3 years. We've done like the best tournament moments for Black Ops 2, Ghost, and Advanced Warfare. They've all been popular, but it's just a crazy thing to me to think about. Probably the best game in the last 3 years, and it's doing worse than the last 2 games. Like,
it's sad that it's doing worse than Ghost.
Yeah, like that's sad. It's really sad. But anyways, so now, Deadpool came out this past Friday.
And this is the point where you guys leave if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, so this is gonna be spoiler full.
So before they go though, let's just really quickly recommend the movie. And did you like it?
Yeah.
Or don't recommend and you didn't like it.
Okay, I'll go first. To me, I highly recommend the movie. I give it 2 thumbs up. I think it's a great comic book movie. I think they did Deadpool justice.
Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool.
Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. You've never said a truer statement than that. You've said it for many, many years now, and now you feel validated. Yes. And I think it can start a new trend of how you can make these movies.
Yes, I just hope they don't follow it exactly.
Yeah, let's not blueprint this here, but like
make a Spawn, like rated R Spawn.
Yeah, and people will watch. Like there's an audience out there for it. Just you have to do it right. Yes. All right, what do you say?
If you like the trailers, if you like the humor in the trailers, go watch it. If you didn't like the trailers, it's exactly the trailer, so don't watch it if you don't like that humor. True. Obviously, I love the movie. Yeah, I've been fan of Ryan Reynolds even when he did his part in the old one. At least just the beginning, not the whole movie. But his part in the beginning. Yeah,
thrown mouth shut.
But the part in the beginning, I was 10 years or 11 years. He said he's waited.
How epically did they fuck up the end of the?
God.
Just terrible of the Wolverine where
Origins.
Yeah, where Deadpool is not only like he doesn't talk. It just doesn't make any sense. Like what were they thinking?
Why have him at all?
Yeah, like why is he even in the movie?
I think the movie would have been like 10 times better if he just wasn't in it.
Yeah,
instead of what they did.
Bastards. But yeah, that's our recommendation. So let's get into the movie overall. Okay, what'd you think about like the fourth wall breaking? Did it work?
It worked. I think it worked extremely well. I was worried that there was gonna with the humor and that in general. I was worried there was gonna be too many kind of like misses, but like bad misses,
where it's like awkward silence in the movie
which
theater.
wouldn't I mean sometimes that isn't bad, but they could have some of the jokes could have just really not just missed, but not done anything, because there were some jokes that were just not as funny, but it's not like they weren't funny. But for me, I didn't have any that were really any standout really bad moments in the movie in general. Yeah,
there was no moment where I was cringing and oh god, they
could have really done really cool. I mean, granted, maybe for some people there was some cringe-worthy moments.
That's true.
But for me, there wasn't really anything that I can think of right now.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that it worked well. The format worked well. I like that they did. It was a flashback because it had to start with action. So I was wondering that going into the movies, thinking like, I wonder how they're gonna do that, because it would suck to sit through the first like 40 minutes.
Yeah, because it would be like your typical origin story.
Yeah. So like they did it in a funny way where, especially even the beginning, and I didn't even catch it right away.
I'm sure a lot of people didn't catch it. The first maybe like 4 cast names.
Yeah.
During the credits? No.
Yeah, so like the opening credits.
The
opening credits, there's like Ryan Reynolds, Bob, or
that's what it should say.
That's what it should say, but it was instead
God's perfect idiot.
Yeah, it was just
a
like
moody teenager,
a hot chick, a British, what is it, British villain or something like that. So instead of saying the names of the actors, it was completely set the tone right away. Like
I think. Right in the beginning, you see a picture of Green Lantern. Like, I think Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern. You see his sexiest man alive cover.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was, It was great. It was the scene. The beginning of the thing was, that scene where he's tumbling in the truck.
Yeah.
And you just see him, he's wedging someone, kicking someone in the face or something. Someone, I think it was Deadpool's chapstick, how it was flying away. The little Hello Kitty chapstick. It was great.
They completely set the tone right from the beginning because, like, it's especially like that in the beginning, of a superhero movie, you expect like an epic action scene. Like you would see something like that in the Avengers in slow motion or something.
I mean, it started with that's like slow motion, and then it went straight into the cab.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I love the cab scene.
The cab scene is brilliant on so many levels. One of which is like when you think of these superhero movies. It's always like you never see the in between. Yeah. Like they're just like, all right, we're gonna go here, and then the next scene they're there already, and then
or they have means of getting there.
Yeah, or they have like the X-wing, like they were one X-wing, what the whatever.
Oh my god, I can't remember the name.
The name of the X-Men plane.
Yes.
Oh my god. Anyways, they have a form of transportation that's super fast, and they get there or whatever. And then this one is just that kind of awkward, like he's in the cab trying to get to the place.
I love that he grabs the Blackbird, by the way.
Blackbird, there you go.
He grabs the Segway tours, scary Segway tours.
Yeah. And he just puts it in his back pocket or whatever.
In his little pouches. Yeah.
So that part of it is brilliant. What's the name of the cab driver?
Dopinda?
Yeah. He's funny. Like, they just have good chemistry together.
Everyone in the movie had good chemistry, even the bad guys, everyone.
Yeah. Obviously, they spent time casting because they were really good together. So, it set the tone right away.
Action was great.
It was. Bloody, but like you said, it didn't feel that violent.
It didn't feel bloody. It was definitely violent, but obviously because of the tone of the movie, it was just like, that guy got his head cut off.
Yeah, the head cut off, and it gets hit like a baseball.
He just swallowed a fucking fire, that's funny,
Yeah, it's Deadpool. It's
like,
fine.
If this was like a saw, you'd be like,
That's true. What else? So the fourth wall breaking you thought was good. The humor, the jokes were good. The action.
You know which others? The intro scene was really, really good. Was that whole way where it sets up Wade's character? Like when he's ordering the pizza. At the guy's house.
Yeah.
That shit was hilarious. I didn't order this pizza. It's like, is your name? I ordered it. Like, who the fuck?
Yeah, like what the hell? What are you doing here? He just took a shit, walks in like.
That shit was great.
And it was a good scene because it was unexpected that he was after the pizza guy, instead of the guy in the apartment, know. And it just does set up that weird quirkiness of Wade. But yeah, dude, like, and I think also, and I was talking this with you about is one of those movies I think is gonna really be different, your experience depending on like how many people are there.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I went to go watch it, there was only like 6 people in the theater, and luckily like everybody there was like hyped to be there. So like they were laughing like loud, when it was something really funny. But I feel like if you're kind of in a dead crowd, it's gonna bring your enjoyment way down.
I think depending on who you are, yes.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like me, if you're not laughing, I'm laughing.
Yeah, like fuck you guys. Like I'm not like this is hilarious. But there are certain jokes that he said that I thought were funny, But like I wasn't like laughing out loud, but I know that if everybody else was, it just would have been.
Like, do you have one that you can remember? Just curious.
No, I got.
Because like I said, there's a lot of jokes that aren't like.
yeah.
Like they're just some like, oh yeah, you know.
But I guess
the references.
I guess that's with any comedy though, you know. So I mean, I it's not only Deadpool. I think it's just any comedy. Like, if you're in the right place, it can be the greatest movie of all time. Because if you're in a place where people are just ready to laugh and in a good mood, then it just makes it all the better.
So we're not. I mean, granted, I don't know how good you know what movies cost by watching them. But that movie did not look like they only spent $58 million.
No, is that how much it's supposedly cost?
$58 million budget. That's how much they had. I don't know if that's all they had.
Well, I think it had to be. If that's the case, it had to be that like Ryan Reynolds gets a cut.
Yeah.
As opposed to getting paid up front, he gets a cut of whatever.
Whatever. Yeah. Because that movie looked like it used every single one of those 50 million.
Oh yeah.
Extremely well. Like I was telling you that some of the CGI you can really see it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't completely. I mean, there was one part where like he jumps and it looks really weird, but
yeah,
that was like the only one I can really say.
You know what? Thinking about it, I guess there isn't that much CGI. Thinking about it, like the end sequence, obviously, where
the flipping of the car. You know, I mean, there was. But there was only like one or two moments where you could really see.
Yeah, it's not like your typical superhero movie where it's every scene it's fucking CGI. Yeah. So that makes sense. It was, speaking of that, it was funny they referenced that in the movie when he shows up to the mansion, to the X-Men mansion.
Yeah, it's one of the best scenes.
Yeah, and he's like,
it's weird I only see the two of you.
Yeah.
You would think that the studio didn't have enough money to hire another X-Men.
Yeah. Like, and that's to me that encapsulates the whole humor of the movie, where it's just like they just poke fun at themselves.
Yes. Yeah, Ryan Reynolds makes fun of himself a lot.
Several times.
I mean, it's not making fun, but there's a part where he's that scene from the leaked trailer where he's listening to the music.
Yeah.
Where he's like, hello there. Yeah, well, I'm surprised too.
Yeah,
Whose balls that I had to whatever.
Yeah.
Fondo, I forgot what he said. Like, I'll just tell you, it rhymes with Wolverine.
Yeah, like,
dude.
It's like who did I have to fucking bribe and do to get this? Rhymes with Wolverine. So it's such fucking little kid humor.
Yeah,
like,
but
it works.
It worked amazing.
It works.
Over all the characters, I like you said, we're saying the chemistry for all of them, especially the main characters. Wade and Vanessa.
Yeah,
I love that.
Really good. She perfect for him.
Yes, yeah. Exactly. Weasel was really good.
Yeah.
You know, I was worried that we're gonna use him a lot more, and that could have like turned out not like it could have been too much. You know.
Yeah.
Too much improv, I guess you would call it, or whatever, because they had their little scene with all the jokes from the trailer, pretty much, with like the avocado, the topographical map of Utah. You know.
That was the funniest part. So when what's his name? T.J. Miller.
T.J. Miller.
When he finally sees Wade with a fucked up face, and he's just like, it looks like Freddy Krueger face fucked a topographical map of Utah.
My favorite is like, you look like well, granted it was in the trailer, but you look like an avocado had sex with an older, uglier avocado. And it was just a hate fuck, like remember, like, you know, like, I was like, oh my god, like even though I had heard it already, the way it's set up, especially his face. Yeah. Because you don't really see it in the trailer because it's like it's cut a lot. Yeah. But the whole like his like he's like, oh, you know, it was just really good.
Yeah, because and the thing with his face too is that sometimes it looks worse than other times for me. Like sometimes it was like on a certain light, it looks like it looks just kind of like he's older and rugged. Yeah. And then when it's like in daylight, it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, well, that's how it is. You know, with low light, you look okay.
Yeah, yeah. He was hilarious in that scene though. I think they did make a mistake though. I think they put too many of the jokes in the trailer.
Honestly, they put the entire movie in the third trailer or second trailer. It's the whole movie. Yeah, you know,
summarized in 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. But they what is it? What's the word? They did it so flawlessly, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it killed the movie because there's definitely some movies where like you see the best jokes in the trailer.
I heard one of my friends, after we watched it, was saying that the second or third trailer because there's a new trailer for Batman vs Superman, but the one before it was just like, what was the point of me watching the movie now at all?
Yeah, when they revealed, what was it?
I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Yeah, they revealed what's his name? Doomsday. And like, so then it's obvious at that point that Batman and Superman have to team up. Mm-hmm. So then that kills the whole tension. Yeah. You know what I mean? Unless they have some twist in the movie, you know, like.
And that's one of the things, like the way Deadpool's plot and story, like the main chunk of it, which was, you know, the love story, revenge. I mean, you can't really fuck that up.
Okay, so that's a really good point, because before the movie came out, I read a couple of reviews, and on, I think 2 of them, in particular, I remember IGN's, I forgot what the other one was, they talked about how, as a negative, that the scale of the movie was kind of small. It was that, like, it didn't feel important or urgent or whatever like this. So, like, I was like, that's dumb. Like, it doesn't, because
it doesn't have to be Captain America saving the world from
like Nazis. how many times can we save New York? Like, you know, how many times does New York have to get fucked up? And
see, I love Deadpool because he fucks up all of Vancouver.
Yeah, like, he doesn't give a shit.
Fucking, what was it? Negasonic Teenage Warhead literally blows up. Like, I was like, holy shit, when she like went nuclear or whatever. Yeah. I was like, damn, dude.
She's actually a beast.
Yeah, you know? I love her character, you know.
but yeah, I mean, I thought that works for Deadpool. That's what it should be. It doesn't. Because he's a mercenary. You know, like you've argued many times, he's not a hero, and they play that a lot in the movie. So it doesn't make sense for him to. Yeah. Doesn't make sense for him to go save New York or whatever. You know, like
unless he's being paid to do it.
Unless he's being paid a big amount of cash to do it, it doesn't make any sense. So the scale is small. It is a personal story, and I also like that there was serious. Not many, but there are some moments.
But literally every serious, like there was a lot of serious. There was serious parts. Yeah. Every single serious part was rudely interrupted by some kind of humor.
Yeah,
and that's how Deadpool's character kind of is. Like all the bad stuff that happens to him, the only way he can cope with it is using his humor. Yeah, that's all he has to cope with it.
But even then, even though it was interrupted, there was moments where it was like, oh, that's sweet. Like in particular between him and Vanessa,
which I love them together.
Yeah, like you could tell she was kind of like, you know, when they found out he had cancer. Yeah, you know. And he's trying to make a joke out of it, and she's just kind of like,
"No, bro.
Like this is serious, you know." But then he continued to do it, like,
especially because he's the one dealing with the actual cancer.
Yeah. So I mean, it had heart to it, and I think very clearly they planned to release it during Valentine's weekend for a while, because
President's Day weekend.
Yeah, but it was Valentine's weekend. So, like, because there was references to that. It's like, oh, my girlfriend's probably asking, what am I doing? You know, at this point in the movie, my girlfriend's probably asking, what the hell am I doing at this movie? But this is a love story. This is, you know, it's...
Yeah, that was the intro, like... Because in the trailer, you got a little bit of that, like...
Yeah.
Like, I thought this was a superhero movie. But and then this one is like... My boyfriend, like he did like
he did the whole
like it sounded like, you know, because he did it with Negasonic Teenage Warhead. He's like, I'm a teenage girl, you know? So he did that whole voice. It was like, my boyfriend said that this was a superhero movie. You know?
So I mean, I love that. I love that because they've been looking ahead at this for so long. I love the fact that they planned this movie.
And he mentions so many times that this is a love story. Yeah. At the end, like, I'm just a boy who's about to stand in front of a girl. What the fuck do I say?
Okay, and before we finish, my favorite parts. I'm gonna say my favorite parts. You can say yours.
Okay.
So my 2 favorite parts is, when he captures Ajax, and Colossus comes, and he's arguing with Colossus.
That whole segment is my favorite scene.
But like Ajax escapes, and then Deadpool's like, "Oh my god, like, what the fuck." He does, and then like he gets mad. He punches Colossus, and he breaks his hand. But it's so funny because his hand's dangling. That he does his other hand. He breaks. It
reminds me of something like Jim Carrey would, like how he would act.
Yeah. He's like, oh. Yeah, that was hilarious. And then the other part was with the cab driver. when because before he had given the cab driver advice about the girl that the cab driver loves. He's like, you gotta take action or something, like you gotta take control.
Yeah.
And then the cab driver has the other guy kidnapped.
His cousin, I believe, but also his love rival.
Yeah, his romantic rival.
Thank you, romantic rival.
And then like Deadpool just pretends to react shocked, like, "Oh, I can't believe you did that. I'm so proud of you." Like,
Colossus in the back sipping a little, whatever it is. Yeah,
awesome. He's like, "Kill him. You let him go and let him free. Kill that motherfucker." Like,
all right, I'm gonna just choose because especially the bridge, just the whole bridge part in general.
Okay, yeah.
But I'll go two different ones. The tiny hand.
The tiny hand is.
It got. I mean, granted, the joke after, I bet it feels huge.
Yeah.
That just the fact that he had the tiny hand and was rubbing blind out.
Yeah.
I was dying.
So if you guys don't, well, I imagine you know because you wouldn't want to spoil the movie for yourself. But like, yeah, he cuts his hand off and it starts growing back. But of course, he has like, it's going through like every stage of human hand, like baby hand or whatever. And he's just like he said, he's rubbing blind out.
Yeah, you're just like, and it's just a little tiny hand.
Yeah. And
then of course he's the what is it? The punchline.
The punchline. Yeah.
I bet it feels huge in this hand.
Yeah. Like.
And then just the whole fight at the end.
Yeah.
You know, showing Negasonic. Granted, we saw her power a little bit in the beginning, but also that costume, like, that was cool. Granted, you know, I can tell why she wears the giant overcoat and stuff because you know she probably wouldn't like that costume on her, like wearing it out in public kind of thing.
But it felt like an X-Men animated series costume.
Yeah, exactly. Which I love. I can't. Granted, I don't know if it'll work for Hugh Jackman because he's so tall. But I want them to bring the yellow Wolverine costume. Yeah, you know what I mean. I just think Hugh Jackman's too tall, so it might look weird. Yeah, you know what I mean, because he already has the hair for it, whatever. But that whole fight, like, you know, Colossus and Angel going at it, that shit was hilarious. Yeah, good. And then the Ajax is really cool. Yeah, you really like Ajax. Ajax and Angel, that's really cool, even though you don't see them too much. Yeah, I mean, I love at the end where like Deadpool's getting the speech, like, you know, Deadpool is like, what the fuck, and even Ajax is like, can you just like kill me, please? Like, I don't give. Like, I did shit. I don't give a fuck. Like,
Colossus is trying to convince Deadpool not to kill Ajax. Yeah. He says it only takes 4 or 5 moments in your life to be a real hero. Yeah. And he's giving him those long superhero speeches.
And fucking even Ajax was like,
just shoot me. Like, that's what his face was saying. You know, like it looked like it was just like, just fucking shoot me already. Like,
yeah, great.
Yeah. Awesome. And of course, that part was funny too because after Deadpool blows his brains out, Colossus throws up. Yeah.
He saw Deadpool decapitate a guy, but nah. Yeah. Shooting someone in the face
is worse. Yeah. But yeah, anyways, in general, yeah, we both like Deadpool.
The end, obviously. If you didn't stay for the after credits, I feel bad for you.
Yeah, the Ferris Bueller, amazing reference right there. Because Ferris Bueller is universally loved. And Cable, they said, will be in
Keira Knightley's going to be playing Cable.
Like she has range. She has range. She can do it. Oh, yeah, but before we go, as far as like a template for future rated R movies, I think...
Don't use it as a template.
Don't use it as a template, but just... You can do rated R movies and be successful.
I mean, obviously, the studio already. I'm surprised they didn't they aren't already making a new movie. You know, with how well it did. You know. Yeah. But they greenlit the next movie. It broke all kinds of records for rated R. Yeah. And all kinds of records in general too. Granted, maybe not number one, but it got pretty high on the list. I think one of the most impressive ones was highest President's Day opening. Okay. You know, weekend or whatever it's called, the 4-day weekend. That was cool. There's a rumor that Wolverine is rated R. Like the final Hugh Jackman Wolverine movie is gonna be rated R.
Which is cool.
Which is good.
Which is good. Yeah.
You know, can't wait to see if they do it to other movies that deserve a R rating, not just give it to every.
Yeah. Movie. Like obviously. You can't do it like for the Avengers or whatever. Yeah, like it doesn't make any sense anyway, you know.
Like what's it called? The Daredevil is like, I don't know if it's rated R because I don't know what it's rated actually, but that shit's pretty dark.
You mean the show?
The show, yeah.
Yeah, the show's pretty.
So they've already
brutal.
been doing stuff, but maybe they'll be able to bring stuff like that to the.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, Daredevil. or no, Daredevil, Deadpool,
Scaredevil,
Captain Deadpool. Definitely, I loved it. You loved it. We recommend it. You should go check it out. Let us know what you guys think in the description, or in the comments below. And that's it.
They can. I mean, if they can write in the description, let us know so we can stop that.
Yeah. We need. If you can write in the description, then I don't know. Like,
let us. Please.
Yeah, please don't hack everything I own. All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.